Daniel Reeves had everything a man could want. A corner office on the 34th floor of a midtown Manhattan skyscraper, a penthouse apartment on the Upper East Side with floor-to-ceiling windows that looked out over Central Park like a painting God had hung just for him, a black card with no spending limit, a driver named Carl who waited outside every morning with the engine already running. By 47 years old, Daniel Reeves had built a real estate empire worth nearly $200 million, and his name was printed in bold letters on 3 different buildings across New York City. From the outside, the man had won. But there is a kind of winning that quietly destroys you from the inside, and Daniel would not understand that until the night he sat alone at a dinner table set for 4, and nobody came. It started the way it always starts, slowly, quietly, one missed bedtime at a time. When his daughter Avery was 3 years old, Daniel missed her first dance recital because of a closing deal in Newark. He sent flowers, a big pink bouquet with a card that said, "Daddy is so proud of you." He told himself she would not remember. She was only 3. When his son Caleb was 6, Daniel missed his first Little League game because of a conference call with investors in London. He bought Caleb a new glove the next day, the best one in the store. He told himself the glove was worth more than standing in the bleachers on a hot Saturday afternoon. When Avery turned 10, Daniel was in Dallas. When Caleb had his first asthma attack at school and cried for his father in the nurse's office, Daniel's assistant took the call, not Daniel. He was in a meeting. The meeting could not wait. His wife, Sandra, a quiet and patient woman from Queens, tried to tell him. She sat across from him at breakfast one morning, the rare morning he was actually home, and she said, "Daniel, your children are growing up. They are growing up right now, today, while we are sitting here, and you are missing it." He nodded. He said he understood. He checked his phone before she finished her sentence. Sandra stopped trying to tell him after that. Some words, once ignored enough times, just stop coming out. The divorce was finalized on a Thursday. Avery was 13. Caleb was 11. Daniel told himself the kids would be fine. He told himself he would make it up to them. He told himself that when the next big deal closed, when things settled down, when the portfolio stabilized, then he would have time, real time, quality time, the kind of time that mattered. But the deals never stopped coming, and time, real time, does not wait for your schedule to clear. The years did not slow down for Daniel Reeves. They ran, they sprinted, and before he fully understood what was happening, Avery was 23 and living in Chicago with a job she loved and a life he knew almost nothing about. Caleb was 21 and finishing his last year at Howard University in Washington, D.C., a young man with his mother's quiet strength and his father's sharp mind, walking a path Daniel had never once helped him choose. Daniel knew their birthdays, he knew their ages, he knew the cities they lived in, but he did not know Avery's best friend's name. He did not know what made Caleb laugh until he cried. He did not know what his daughter was afraid of, or what his son dreamed about at night. He did not know the small, ordinary, everyday things that only a present father would know. He had the information. He did not have the relationship. The dinner was his idea. He called them both in September, 2 weeks before Thanksgiving, and asked them to come home to New York for a special dinner, just the 3 of them. He made a reservation at a restaurant in Tribeca, the kind of place where the lighting is soft and the tables are far apart, and a single meal costs what some people make in a week. He told himself if he could just get them in the same room, things would be different. He would finally say what he had been meaning to say for years. Avery texted him the morning of the dinner. "Dad, I'm so sorry. My work thing ran over and I can't make the flight. Next time." No call, just a text. 3 sentences. Caleb did not text. Caleb simply did not show up. No message, no explanation, just silence. The same silence Daniel had given him for 20 years, handed back to him like a mirror. Daniel sat at that table for 2 hours. He ate alone. He drank water and looked at the 2 empty chairs across from him, chairs he had paid for, chairs he had planned for. And for the first time in his adult life, there was nothing he could buy and nothing he could build to make that moment feel okay. The waiter asked if he was ready for the check. Daniel said yes. He paid it. He tipped well. He walked outside into the cold November air of Lower Manhattan, and he stood on the sidewalk while yellow cabs rushed past and strangers hurried by wrapped in scarves and coats, and he cried. Not the soft, polite kind of crying a proud man does quietly. He cried the way a man cries when he finally sees the truth and realizes the truth has been standing there the whole time, waiting for him to look up from his phone. He called Caleb the next morning. Caleb answered on the 4th ring. Daniel did not talk about the dinner. He did not ask for an apology. He simply said, "Son, I need you to know that I know I was not there. I was not there the way I should have been, and I don't have an excuse. I have money and I have reasons, but I don't have an excuse. I just want you to know that I see it now, and I'm sorry." There was a long pause on the other end of the line. Then Caleb said, quietly, "Okay, Dad." Just that. "Okay, Dad." 2 words, but in those 2 words was a door, cracked open just slightly, just enough for a little light to come through. Daniel called Avery next. She cried. He cried. They stayed on the phone for an hour and 40 minutes, longer than they had spoken in the last 5 years combined. The relationship did not fix itself overnight. Broken things rarely do. But Daniel Reeves started showing up, not with money, not with gifts, with himself, with his time, with phone calls on Tuesday evenings just to say hello, with a flight to Chicago to watch Avery give a presentation at her company, sitting in the back of the room in a suit like a proud father who had finally remembered what pride was supposed to feel like, with a trip to D.C. to walk Caleb's campus and hear his son talk about his future, and this time actually listening. It was not everything, but it was a beginning, and beginnings still matter, even when they come late. Here is what Daniel Reeves learned, and what he wishes someone had grabbed him by the shoulders and told him 20 years earlier. Time is the only thing in this world that cannot be bought back. You can lose money and earn it again. You can lose a job and find another one. You can lose a house and build a new one. But you cannot go back to the Saturday afternoon your child needed you in the bleachers. You cannot go back to the bedtime story you skipped. You cannot rewind to the moment your son sat in a nurse's office crying for his father. Those moments do not wait. They happen once, and then they are gone forever. Money is a tool. Time is a life, and the saddest thing a person can do is spend their entire life building a fortune while their actual life, the people, the moments, the love, quietly walks out the door. The clock is running right now. It was running while you read this. It will keep running after you put this down. The only question is what you choose to do with the seconds that are left. Do not wait until the table is empty to realize what the table was for.